Welcome to Three's a Crowd, where we have a podcast and also play video games. This is Richard Jellison.
This is Nathaniel Kiefer.
That was almost the right intro. I'm Thomas Hyde.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
It's the YouTube Let's Play channel. It's also kind of a podcast.
There it
That's
is.
true.
Yeah.
Where am I going?
You're just waiting until it's 6 a.m. and then you're going to buy the bomb bag.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
the
there
bomb
we go.
shop is this store?
It's
Oh,
West
it's
Clock Town.
Pushing in.
And for all the businesses are on the west side.
Yeah. I'll go over to the west side.
So, gentlemen,
Store.
I have a topic for you today.
What's the topic, Richard? That's east.
Yeah. What are your
I thought you said we.
What are your favorite animes? Let's talk like three,
Top
five
three.
if the most.
Okay.
3, 5. All right.
I'll give. I'll give an answer for myself.
Yeah.
This is discounting Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, we're gonna discount Cowboy Bebop
Cowboy Bebop is amazing, and we are discounting it because it's unfair to all
because
other
it's
anime.
unfair to all other anime, and also it would grace probably all three of our lists,
Yeah,
thus
somewhere.
Yeah,
ostensibly wasting a space. It is
very
the best
high.
anime ever made.
It's also
we need
considered-
90 rupees. You need to
Oh,
draw
yeah,
some.
It's
banker.
also considered to be the best English dub that has ever existed as well.
Yes.
And even
no,
people,
Ghost Stories.
even people in Japan say that the English dub is better than the Japanese dub. I have watched both. I can concur.
Yeah. And the Japanese dub's nothing to sneeze at.
No, this is the best English dub that's ever existed. Anyway, I have an answer that I can set it off with. I don't know if I really want to separate this or if I want to make them individualized. But I was going to say trigger anime for myself.
Wow, it's just everything Trigger ever did.
I
Kind of a
can't-
cheat, but
I
alright.
can't pick if I like Kill la Kill or Tankatapa Gurren Lagann better.
It's not. Oh, it is time. Sorry.
I really like Tankatapa Gurren Lagann for everything that it is, but I really also like Kill la Kill. So that's the number one for me.
Wow.
It's really hard.
Are we going
hard
from
pick on
third
that.
to first, or are we going first to third?
I'm going.
Oh God, we were actually picking an order.
I don't really have an order. I don't really have an
Okay,
order.
it's not an order. it's
So
just,
yours
and
can
I
be.
pick.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
you do one.
All right. I'm going to start off with what I was going to consider my number 3, and that's an anime called Blue Gender.
Yes,
I'm
you
probably
have
the only one here who's watched it. Basically, it is a post-apocalyptic, like sci-fi bug hunt kind of thing. It's got
it's
mecha,
got
but
a
it's very
submarine in it, right? Number 6.
Where do I go?
Let's see. What are you going to do?
You got the bomb bag.
Yeah.
So you're going. You can either do the Sword Dojo minigame that I kept failing at.
Right. It's
We need 10 more rupees.
10 more rupees, but it's also on West Side, so we're good.
Yeah, it's West Side. And then we're going back to the swamp and doing the archery game.
Oh yes. Okay. Sorry about that.
So Blue Gender is a sci-fi. It's got mecha in it, but they're not really a big part of the anime. It's a survival series. So basically,
Guess why I like trigger stuff so much.
basically, a dude gets cryogenically frozen. He has a
Take
terminal
more than
illness.
10.
That's the blue part. Cryogenically frozen is blue.
No, that's what the aliens are called.
Blues?
Yeah, they're blues. Yeah, they're insectoid things.
Ew,
and,
gross.
Yeah,
Sick.
so
So is this like Earth Defense Force, the anime?
it's,
Is this Jet Force Gemini, the anime?
It's pretty gory, which is probably one of my attractions. I'm kind of a sucker.
Yeah,
for,
I like gory anime
gory
a lot.
anime.
I'm turned off by a lot of it because I don't want to see stuff
I
like
don't
Tokyo
like.
Ghoul.
And it's weird because I don't like gory movies, really.
It's different because it's animated. You can
Yeah.
humanize it differently.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. See, that's what I did.
Uh-oh.
Not
Oh,
so
no.
Easy, is it?
Leave.
Well, I never said it was easy.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid. It's 10 rupees every time. Basically what happens is he has a terminal illness, so he gets cryogenically frozen. It's kind of like
Until they can get the
it's kind of
cure.
like 20 days later. So he ends up waking up and the apocalypse is happening because these blue have invaded. At the beginning of the series, it's hinted that they're aliens, although later on that turns out to not be the case.
They're ghosts.
He gets rescued by this
Probably.
sort of elite mecha pilot, or like she has like a recovery team. And they rescue her, and all of them, basically, this is not spoilers because this literally happens in the second episode. Everyone except her and him die. and then the rest of the first act is them trying to get to a space station, which is the last remnants of civilization. And then the second half of the anime is them going back to Earth and like trying to retake it.
Oh, okay.
So it's it's really
So
fun.
kind of like
Yeah.
Oh my god, are
what
you
was I
kidding
gonna
me?
say? Sort of like an all you need is kill kind of.
Oh
bug
my-
hunting plot.
I'm doing this one more time,
Yeah,
and that's
one more
it.
time, yeah.
That's it.
That's what I did. I did it three times.
No, Richard, you're thinking of Edge of Tomorrow. Totally
Yeah,
different.
Tomorrow.
all you
Totally
need is kill.
different.
It's got an Edge of Tomorrow kind of feel to it, and
It's called All You Need Is Kill.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
know.
better title.
yeah, I know. And I like the title better too as well.
I like that jank. Like that. JoJo Part 4 is called
It's-
Diamond Does Not Crash.
It's got a lot of flaws. There is a definite sense that they're making up some of the plot as they go along. But it's only 26 episodes. I think it's pretty punchy.
That's really long for something that's making.
It's really long for something where everyone dies in the second episode.
Well, everyone except the two main characters, and there's more characters later.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
But the designs of the blue are really interesting. Again, it's another anime that I think the English dub is really well done. I think that's why it's on my list. I've watched both again, and I actually prefer the English. Big reason why Marlene is voiced by my favorite voice actress, whose name is now going to escape me now that we're on camera.
Of course.
On microphone.
That's usually how it goes.
Oh, shit. Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey.
Is it Laura
yep.
Bailey?
Mar-
or-
Marlene
Laura
yeah.
Bailey's the best.
Laura Bailey is the best. She plays
Objectively.
Marlene. And that's all I need to say about it, actually. I should have started with that.
Oh.
I'm gonna let Thomas finish this.
Oh,
Now
I've
he's the
done it.
champion.
Yeah, Laura Bailey.
Yeah,
I want to double check.
Okay, it's like my favorite anime. Of
Look
course I knew it.
Okay. Now that I'm done that, let me
That's
talk.
alright.
Did you
Cool,
beat
Thomas' turn.
it? Did you beat it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
got
beat
it.
it.
He got it.
Cowboy Bebop. No, I'm just kidding.
Is this what they look like?
That's the last
They look
one
like
we fight.
Spider Riders.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the last one
that's
we
it.
fight.
Spider Riders is my favorite anime of all time. I'm gonna go with Baccano.
You're gonna need rupees to
Yeah,
play this
really?
archery game.
Oh yeah, do you know how many?
I think it's 15.
Okay.
For
Hopefully
the-
I get it in one go.
But you could farm that chest that's in that hole there.
True.
So how do
I'm
you
still
feel
gonna
about
take
Baccano compared to the other one that I can't remember the name of?
Wow, that made it really easy on me,
It's the
Richard.
same. It's the next series that they
Wait,
did.
is that what he said, Baccano?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I really like Baccano.
Okay. That's fine. I just missed what you said.
Oh, I thought you were making some kind of slight against Baccano.
No, sorry.
So Baccano is an anime about, essentially, I guess it's a secret cabal, or at least just one guy. I guess
Yeah.
he kind of has a cabal,
Sort of.
who has come up with, is it referred to as the Philosopher's Stone? I think so. But basically,
They're alchemists.
yeah, they're
it
alchemists.
must be.
They make essentially the Philosopher's Stone, and they're immortal. And it's basically about, like, I don't know, the whole series. The series as a whole, I guess the moral around it is, like, if you were immortal, like, how would you use that? Would you use it to protect people, or to destroy, or to amass an empire? Like, it's sort of a philosophical question of, like, how would you use, if you gained this ultimate power, how would you use it for good or for evil, and, like, how it would change you, stuff like that. But
The cast of characters is really
layered on top of
oh,
that,
wrong way. You want to go
the
that way?
whole right. Part of the big reason why I think it's as good as it is, those questions are good questions, and, like, they're answered in a fun and interesting way. But, like, there are a lot of characters that are just, like, every character in that show is super well defined. You know who they are. They're all very interesting. They have, like, relevant, like, very strong backstories that don't seem, like, cliched or overhyped.
Oh, yeah, I got the chest too.
Oh no, we already got this loop.
But even then, they're still broken down into simple things that you can understand.
Yeah.
The child prodigy, the Bonnie and Clyde couple.
Exactly. They're very much all archetypes, but done in a way that doesn't feel like it's a trope.
That way.
Also, the theme song is dope.
It's Durarara was what I was thinking.
Durarara.
That's the same.
I haven't watched all of Durarara, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah,
It's the same
that's
artist.
Baccano.
Nice.
Baccano's interesting.
Alright, look back around to Richard then.
Look back around to me. I'm gonna go with something that's not like action or whatever, and go for a straight drama. Kind of slice of life. It's called Anohana, the flower that we met that day.
20 rupees.
The flower that we met that day. Or flower that we found that day. I forget what the actual full thing is, but it's called Anohana.
Okay.
It's called the sad anime.
It's so sad. Like, you will cry by the end, and I highly suggest it regardless.
Sad.
Like, it's about a group of friends who, from a very young, who played together from a very young age, and they all, they grew up together, and they were really close. And then during an accident that one of the friends had, her name is Minma, after an accident happens and she suddenly passes away due to that accident, the group splits apart. And each of them having done or said or been in a spot on that day at a different time or different, like, whatever happened to them.
Yeah.
Like, one of them saw what happened to her body, and one of them wanted to go help but didn't because he was embarrassed of a thing. And one of them was jealous of her the whole time, and, like, she looks down at herself for that. So it's all of the interesting pieces of these characters all feel a different way, like looking at this one person and are trying to sort of make their lives not necessarily better, but deal with that and grieve in their own process.
Try to get the ones on the trees too.
But ultimately, it turns into them trying to grow apart, realizing that they can't, and eventually start becoming friends again with the help of the dead girl as it is. She comes in to be as a ghost who can only be seen and spoken to by the main character, and he, with the help of the ghost, get them back together so they can all move on and grieve in their own ways successfully.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched the first episode of this show and I stopped watching because I knew it was gonna make me sad.
It's really well written.
Yeah, I was seeing it right on the wall for those kind of things.
It's like, really well written.
How many points do I need to get?
You need to get 2180.
2180. Okay. Sorry, you can keep talking.
Yeah,
I just needed to know that.
I think it's really... I'm sorry. It's really well written. I think the plot is good, and the way they handle it is really good. The way that you see, like, the family members of everybody also react to it. The family of the girl that died, you see how her family reacts to it, and everybody there is like, oh, this is a bad situation because they haven't, like, moved on at all. But the one father, because he's the tough father and has to be strong for the family, moves on himself to force himself, like it's not even important that she died. And it looks at death and grief in a very specific way that is accessible, and you could very easily... Wow, did you just pass it?
No.
I think I failed.
I thought you said 2010.
Yeah, he lets you keep going as long as you get over a certain score.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, continue speaking. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. It is I think it's a regular season. I forget how many episodes there are.
It's fucking sad. I think I cried in the first episode.
It's real sad. It's really sad, but
What do you mean by regular season? Like it's got 13 episodes?
I think so. It's cathartic in a way as well. It's really good. I would highly suggest it, considering I'm talking about it on my list of favorite anime of all time. And put that up to...
I got him.
And put that up next to, a silly trigger anime. Which I still need to see Promare. I'm so excited to see Promare.
You miss have to get everything.
Got a lip. Nathaniel,
Got
for
him.
another one.
Okay, this is hard. Okay, the next one on my list is, called, Elfen Lied.
Oh, good choice.
That's we're talking about sad animes. Maybe not quite as sad, but definitely tragic. If you've never heard of it, shame on you. But basically, it's about a race of people called the Diclonus, who are basically these females who are born with psychic powers, which are shown as hands called vectors in the game. And it's basically about discrimination. And this one particular girl named Lucy, is that right?
Lucy, yeah.
She escapes from a... You must be missing something. There must be... You know what it is? There's probably a scrub on that tree trunk, like there was on the other side. And it's worth 100.
It's fucking farce, man. Keep going.
And,
I'll get it eventually.
Yeah. And she escapes from like a high security prison by basically wiping out
Testing
everyone.
Facility.
Yeah, a testing facility. And
Yeah, but your bow blocks it all the time too.
the
so you can't
first
even see
episode, again, it's just super gory. That first episode, there's like the death count must be in the several hundreds.
Yeah,
Really?
it's
Just
pretty
everyone.
crazy.
And she's butt naked as she escapes. So I think they were getting out all of their M rating.
Yeah,
right
right
off
in
the
the first
top.
one. Although they keep going with them rating
They do.
stuff.
Oh
though.
yeah. But it starts to slow down a little bit. I think it's actually a good approach where they catch you with the action episode 1 and then introduce you to the characters after that.
They gotta set the tone, like, for the rest of the
Yeah,
show.
I remember the moment I knew what kind of anime I was in for was they had this scene near the beginning with like the wacky office assistant who was like a klutz. And they had like this comedy scene, and then later on she shows up again and trips over herself right in front of Lucy.
Check the branch.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a comedy moment. She's gonna spring up, unaware, Lucy's right there. Everything's gonna be fine. And Lucy just fucking rips
Just
her head
straight up
off.
kills her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Sarah was like, and gore is everywhere. And it's like, oh, it's this kind of show. And you're just like, oh, okay, now I understand.
I keep getting 2020. I keep getting current year.
But you still have more time. So if
See, that's a good one because even
so if what happens is if you kill everything and you have time left over, you get 10 points for every second you had left.
are you sure? Because
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
there was plenty of time left over and I'm not getting any points.
No, you have to wait till it's over. I'm pretty sure, unless you miss something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to take a shot at this, Daniel? So that Thomas can talk about anime?
I'll give him one more shot. Well, yeah. So I think Alpha League definitely does not have a slow boil issue at all because they just get you right off the top, and then you're just like, okay, now I have to know who this person is. Why was she in a testing facility? What are these like
What are
psychic
the
powers she
Diclonus?
has? What are the Diclonus? And you meet male Diclonus, and they just get the stupid horn things without the powers. And then it just gets like it's tragic. You got a little bit of sci-fi in there, got a little bit of horror. You got some, humans are bastards.
Okay, I
things.
kind of got him, but all right.
And maybe this is one of those Kobayashi Maru things. You're supposed to reprogram the cartridge.
Oh my god, I can't even hit the wolf anymore. Oh no.
He's hitting everything.
Yeah, I know. There must be something in the background we're not seeing. Something that pops up on the
Birds.
branch.
Gotta get these
I'll name
guys.
another anime.
Yeah, go ahead, Richard. 'Cause I think Thompson's a concentrate.
Well, I was gonna.
Sorry.
I was
No,
gonna
no, I
say an
totally got
OVA, and then I realized probably not necessarily unaccessible or whatever. But get one wolf.
Yeah, but I always get
Yeah, we
this
always
wolf, but
get
it's
him.
still
I know, but
2020.
you still, if you get 20,
What am I
you keep getting
missing?
chances.
There must be one 100-point scrub somewhere on some branch that we're not getting. Oh, there! Did you see it? It's on the
Okay,
cliff.
well, okay, now I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him right at the end so you don't miss it or something.
What
well,
an
it's
asshole.
it's got a bunch of OVAs and it's got a bunch of other stuff happening. It's called Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the
Yeah,
Shell is
Ghost
cool.
in the Shell.
I mean,
is-
I
think I've got a
can't.
list.
If I've already mentioned a movie with transhumanism, and I've also already mentioned a tabletop system with transhumanism, and another game with
I wonder if you
transhumanism.
like transhumanism.
I gotta talk about one of the original ones. I gotta talk about Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Motoko Kusanagi.
You missed
Oh!
Maybe he comes back around.
He doesn't. I'll just get another chance at it. This episode is gonna be all shooting gallery.
Yeah, it's
Not
fine.
necessarily, because that scrub kept popping up over the mountain. We just didn't notice him.
Motoko Kusanagi is a robot, but also not a robot. That's the plot of the
Good
show.
plot. It
Good
pretty
plot.
much is the
yeah,
plot.
that is the plot, though.
Yeah, but it's really good. If you can handle some violent
Watch, I'm gonna-
scenes.
I'm gonna lose my free play on the one where.
I think it's got a bit of a slow boil, but definitely it's got a lot to
Very
think
good,
about.
Oh my god, no. Not this. Anything but this. I'm back to 2020.
Because you missed the one wolf. Okay, so he doesn't come back around.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by the Shooting Gallery of America.
Yes, I think that
Ghost in the Shell's real good.
Ghost in the Shell is... I was honestly considering it as one of my favorites, so I'm glad you mentioned it, because I can mention something else now.
Right. I got B a Ghost in the Shell, the whole original manga in a softcover
Nice.
for Christmas, because she was like, I want stuff that's really good that you can suggest that'll make me draw more. And I said, here's Ghost in the Shell.
I'll just get the scrub up on the mountain last.
If you can even hit him.
Yeah, well, he was still there. You saw him pop up, right?
That doesn't mean you were able to hit him.
So you should. Have you read through that manga then?
Ghost in the Shell? Yes.
Yeah. Is there a lot of difference between the adaptation and the
Well,
manga?
The thing is with Ghost in the Shell, it's all kind of different. Like, there's OVAs, and then there's, like, a series that's also kind of the OVA, but then there's also the manga, and then there's 2 more OVAs, and then the new movie, and it's all... Some of it tells side stories, and some of it tells other parts, and some of them tells different missions or adventures or whatever with the movie. Some stuff is shown in the OVA, and some stuff is not, and it kind of really depends on what your flavor is.
Yeah, I get it!
I did it like 20,000 times in a row, and I just didn't know about that scrub.
Yeah.
And as soon as I found out about that scrub, I couldn't fucking do it anymore.
Yeah. But it is I'd say
so you have to get it perfect, and then it adds the seconds. I see.
I'd say still somehow a accurate recreation of what life is going to be like in the next 100 years. Now you got 40 arrows. You did it.
Well, now we have to do it again for the piece of heart, but...
Oh, piss.
Well, how many do you got to get for that? Same?
Oh, wait, I gotta go get more rubles.
Rupees, yeah. But we got the large quiver, so now we can carry 40 arrows. Yeah.
Thomas, talk about an anime while Nathaniel does this next
Yeah,
one.
here, you
I'll
get
take
some.
it.
So, my second pick... Wow.
Did you have a first pick?
Well, yeah, Bakano.
Oh, yeah.
My second pick is Kids on the Slope.
I knew you were going to pick that.
That is an anime about...
I've heard of that.
It's an anime about
You'll like it.
some guys that it's 1950s or 60s
Something like that.
in Japan. So it's after the Second World War, and
Oh, yeah.
it's about 2 guys who are both students, and one of them plays classical piano, and the other one plays jazz drums.
Nice.
And there are 2 people who you would never expect to be friends. One of them is loud and boisterous, and the other one is very quiet and reserved, and like
It's like me and Thomas.
well, no. Well, no. And, yeah, so these guys meet, and the guy who plays classical piano learns about jazz. And it's sort of a slice of life anime about these 2 becoming friends and playing music together and just kind of living their lives. And part of where the story really gets interesting is that of the 2 characters, the one that you expect to make trouble, he does make some trouble, but... in the end, a lot of the trouble comes from the reserved one because he has misconceptions about who he is as a person and what it is to be a good person, and he does some shitty things, and he has to make up for them. And I think it's a really interesting anime because what happens is they constantly drift apart and fight, but they always get brought back together by the music. And then towards the end of the anime, there's a really serious thing that happens.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them blames himself for it, and the other one also blames himself for it, but it's not really his fault. And they both stop playing music altogether until eventually, at the very end, they meet up again like 15 years in the future, and they have one final song that they play together, which is sort of their way of rectifying what happened and understanding that even though one of them is technically to blame, they shouldn't blame themselves because it was a freak accident in the end of the end. But it's a really cool show.
And the music?
And the music is super good, obviously,
Yeah,
because
I was
it's
gonna
about
say,
jazz.
It's obviously jazz.
There's
you
a
go
lot
through
of-
the whole review and didn't say anything about the music.
Yes.
It's a really good
And
soundtrack.
the main thing is the music. It's by Yoko Kanno
Oh,
and the
okay.
Seatbelts,
There we go. I was going to say, okay.
who did the soundtrack for Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop.
All right, there we go. I was going to say, like, What are we talking about? Are we talking about like seatbelt jazz here? Okay.
We're talking-
there we
No,
go.
it's actually not seatbelt style jazz. It's more like laid back.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there are like faster
It's
ones.
like
but-
like lounge jazz.
yeah, there's a lot of lounge, but there's a lot of lounge. There's a lot of like quick upbeat swing. But yeah, overall, I think the characterization is really good. They sort of touch a lot on the idea of how music brings people together.
I haven't seen all of it, so.
And oh wow, so I might have kind of spoiled that for you. Sorry.
Hey man, it's not like look. There needs to be plot somewhere.
Yeah, fair enough. They do a really good rendition of my favorite things from Sound of Music.
Nice. That's my favorite music.
And there's a guy who's not them, who wants them to be in their band so he can be rip off of the Beatles. And in the end, he learns that trying to rip off other people is bad, and you should do your own thing, like cool jazz. All right, that's 2. How many of each of you talked about?
I've done
2.
I talked about Ghost in the Shell, talked about Hana, and I said Trigger Anime, so I said 3.
Richard did 3. I'll do another one because Nathaniel's in the middle of his thing.
Wolf. Did you get perfect twice?
No, you have to get perfect for the piece of heart. You just have to get high score.
Higher score than me? Well, not gonna happen.
No. You don't have to get a higher score than you.
Just not gonna happen. So I'm gonna say an anime. I'm gonna say right now, because it's in the moment, it's my 3rd favorite anime. I just finished watching it, and honestly, even though I'm about to say it's one of my favorite animes, I think it could have been a lot better. But it's an anime called Black Lagoon. Oh, wolf.
I know, I have to get the scrub too.
Wolf.
I'll have one more shot. Yeah, I'm
Nice. It's called Black Lagoon. It's incredibly...
Oh, I didn't get high enough score.
What do you mean?
It's okay, he just got a free play.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, I got 20 rupees back, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna
So
try my 20.
Black Lagoon is about a Japanese businessman who ends up in some shady business and ends up being kidnapped by pirates. And then the pirates try to barter his life for a ransom, and his boss basically says, "Pound sand, I'm not paying for this guy." So he goes, "Well, fine, I may as well be dead. Take me on as part of your crew." It's this Japanese businessman who starts working with pirates. And he's like in this criminal underworld where everyone is complete scum and just willing to do whatever. Like, I mean, they do some really heinous shit for money. And this guy, like, through the whole thing, he never shoots anyone, he never hurts anyone, and he always does his best to resolve people's problems. And it's really interesting. The only thing is that it's very repetitive in that he learns the same lesson over and over and over again.
Kind of like Golden Boy.
But the action scenes are all super good. The art style is amazing. The characters are all like really gritty and nasty and but fun at the same time. And if I could say anything, is that it was too short, and if they had kept going and made him start to do some bad stuff, but maybe not like super bad stuff, it would have been a lot cooler.
Well, then you have to learn to figure out how to deal with that. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, right at the end of the show, it looked like he was going to start being a bad guy. And he did do some bad shit. But he never really started being a bad guy, which was what I wanted to see. What everyone wanted to see. But it was a really good show. I just think it could have been a little better.
Yeah.
Get this scrub.
It's good.
There we go.
Po Buddy's nerfect.
Yeah.
Except for you.
Yeah. Shout out to Golden Boy. Golden Boy having some of the best anime waifus in existence.
And watch Black Lagoon. It's really good. Even though it's not the best.
There we go.
It could be bester than it is, but...
That's it. So we're done here.
And Nathaniel, you have
And
a
you have
third
more.
anime.
I have a third anime. Okay, my third anime is Code Geass.
Okay, that's a good anime.
You guys watch that?
It's about a man who can control people.
Really care for
Control
it.
people's
You don't
minds.
care for it?
I don't really
He
care
can
for
control
it.
people's minds, but only once.
Nathaniel, it's mecha, and I don't care for it. There's something
Okay,
wrong
but
with
it's
it.
not. It's not mecha though.
It's
It
not
is,
mecha,
but it's
though.
not.
That's why you don't like it, because it's actually not mecha at all.
There are mechas, but
Yeah.
it's not a mecha
So
anime.
Code Geass, without spoiling it, because I think I can't believe Richard hates everything I really like.
I
I don't
basically
hate it. I don't care for it.
I
but
basically
it's like
just
the best anime I've ever seen.
I
besides
basically
Cowboy
just
Bebop.
gave a really good example. There's
Yeah.
a guy who can mind control
Yeah.
people into doing anything he wants, but only once.
Only once, and his main goal in life is basically to collapse this empire that has
Yes.
both oppressed the world he lives in and also doomed his family.
Yes.
So it's kind of like the Count of Monte Cristo, but with mecha.
Yes.
delicious.
And when I say but only once, I mean only once per person.
Per
Only
person.
once ever per
Oh, I
person
see. So he
at
just
all.
comes out of the ground. Okay. Yeah. It's
You
now
gotta hit that.
that anime made me weep like a small child.
It
I haven't
ends-
finished watching it, but it's something I'm going to
It
do
ends
soon.
incredibly well.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Like I just don't care for it. Like it's good. Like I wouldn't say it's my favorite.
It's sad for sure, but I loved it. I think
Kill that pineapple.
I
mean-
I think all my examples so far I think have all been examples of
Yeah,
animes
I
where
have a
the
ton
dub
of
was
guilty
great.
pleasure animes that I would never say are my favorite animes, but I like very much.
Like
Like a lot of isekais, which are all bad,
Yeah.
Oh,
objectively.
Hey, what about me and my elf wife open up a pizza place?
Okay, that one's pretty good.
Help, I've
Like,
been reborn as a slot.
Like there's one that I really like called The Irregular Magic High School, which is about a world. Yeah, I know it's a terrible name. It is a terrible name, but it's about
I hate isekai.
it's that one's actually not an isekai. It just reads a lot like an isekai because he's not in a different world, but it's not Earth, but
I mean,
he doesn't
Thomas-
transport to a different world. But it's this world where everyone can do magic and they do really cool shit with magic, but this guy can't do magic. But it turns out he really can do magic, but in a weird way that no one would expect.
This
But
what?
the way that you get tested, but the way that you get tested to do magic and get into this school is not the way that he gets tested. But he does so good that he gets in anyways. It's hard to explain, but it's really good. But it's not actually
Thomas,
though. It's
you
trash.
know I read ridiculous bullshit all the time. Like, don't. Please stop bullying me, Nagatoro.
That's okay. That's legitimately good though.
Is it good?
Yes.
Is it good?
Yes. Yes.
Or
Yes. Hard stop.
fine.
Yes.
Or how about my other favorite thing that I'm reading right now? Dosenko Garu is mega cute.
God. I was the one who turned you on to that,
You
wasn't
did.
I? Yeah.
And then of course, there's.
It's not is mega cute. It's is mega cute. She's mega cutie.
God damn it. Then there's of course.
No, your place trash.
Okay.
The dongos are scary.
Yeah. And there's 2 of them.
There's.
What are other good animes that I like that are not my favorites but are good? Since we've already done our favorites.
Isuzoki Joshi Nusuri.
Oh, I really like Witch Hunter Robin.
You
Yeah.
know what should be one and isn't yet? Dungeon Meshi.
Oh, that's the
fantasy
dungeon
one?
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah. Delicious and dungeon.
Shokugeki no Shoma was not a good anime, but it looked really pretty.
Oh shit.
Gal Gohan should get it.
No.
Yes, it should.
But you just shoot him with arrows the whole time?
Oh yeah.
He needs to bomb some Dodongos.
Bombongos. I'll get that big
Is that a
money.
purple rupee?
Get that big money.
50, I think.
Gotta get
Oh
that.
boy, I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I have a DVD signed by that man sitting on the shelf
you?
over there. Yeah.
It's amazing.
And the princess
Wait,
too.
a DVD of what?
Cop out. Don't question it.
He just wanted the signature.
No, I won it by being in a competition where I had to read a bad script on stage with
You
other
did
people.
tell me that.
And I won it. I'm a winner. I'm the best.
I win.
Literally the only reason I won is because I got up there and I was doing a blind read of this script,
Yeah.
and the very first word my character had was "whoa," so I just did it as a surfer guy, and the judges were really into that. So,
Whoa.
yeah, my first line was "whoa," so I just "whoa," and I just did the whole thing as a surfer guy, and that won me. There were 3 winners, and I was one of them because I played my cards right.
Were you the third winner?
Well, technically, I read the first line in the whole script, so I would be the first winner.
Nice.
So I was going to say,
Even though
third
all the
winner's
winners,
first loser.
all the winners were picked at the end, but I mean, I was the first of the 3 winners
You
to
set,
read.
you set
so.
the tone.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's a fun fact about Thomas that maybe not everyone knows is I actually acted some scenes with the people who played
CDI,
Link and Zelda
Wow.
in the CDI games.
Yes, the Hall of Fame for sure.
Just maybe not the Hall of Fame you want to be
No.
in.
Yeah, maybe not.
They were very nice, I'll say that.
Yeah.
What's next in
They're
this
lovely
cycle? What are we doing next time?
Gotta get a big wall.
Next time, just some more pieces of heart. More pieces of heart, and then we're heading to the mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, give us a sign
Alright.
off.
Thank you for listening to Three's the Ground, listening and watching, and heed these words of wisdom. Do the do. Heed these words of wisdom.
Don't drop the soap.
When you nut in space, you go backwards.
No! You can't ape that!
Do the do.